During the trial, Sheriff Cole resigned, and Posner, who never really quite recovered from the death of his son, sold out all of his companies to his brother, the banker, and he quietly left town. And though we were happy about it then, it turned out to be one of the worst things that ever happened to us. The prosecution, for its part, savagely attacked our characters and tried to make it look like I wasn't even raped.
So Miss Garrison lies, and you swear to it?
Objection.
Sustained.
Now, Miss Roberts, isn't it true that you were never raped? Isn't it true that you made up this story in a desperate attempt to try and justify the violent and insane killing by the man you love?
Objection.
Order.
I feel terribly sorry for your children, Mr. Williams.
You feel sorry for my children?
Yes, and you too. You know me. And you know I don't lie. It must be terribly degrading for you to pretend in front of all of these people that I do just to earn your money.
Yes, I was proud to go through West Point. I was taught there a code of honor and manliness that, though it went overboard at times, I basically liked.
Yet you brought charges against your own officers, including 2 staff commanders and a general.
That's right. I charged them with the deliberate and senseless slaughtering of innocent women and children in the field, either directly or by men under their command, and by failing to report these atrocities or covering them up with full knowledge of same.
And after you preferred these charges, the Army suddenly made up charges against you of cowardice in the field. And they offered to drop these charges against you if you would drop them against the officers.
That's correct.
And did you refuse to drop the charges?
I did refuse.
Would you please tell us in your own words exactly what led up to your refusing to obey this order in the field? Was it before or after My Lai?
It was about 7 months before My Lai. We were out on a search and destroy mission on a small South Vietnamese hamlet. And just like at My Lai, there had been plenty of advanced warning, so when we got there, there was no resistance. No military in sight. Not a shot was fired. All the village was filled with was women, children, and old men. They were frightened and very eager to please, so we quickly herded them up into a ditch, and we sat around waiting for several hours for some word from headquarters as to what we were to do with them. People, in the meantime, were kept in the ditch in the boiling sun and were not allowed to relieve themselves or go for any water.
Get them in the ditch! Way down to the end. Get them up. Good. No, tighten up that back.
There must be some mistake.
There's no mistake, sir. The order was perfectly clear.
Get me headquarters on the phone again. Give me that phone. I want to hear it myself. If you fellas refuse, all hell can break loose. You know that. Are you absolutely sure, sir? There can be no mistake down the line. Yes, sir. I understand, sir. Waste them.
You mean the civilians?
That's the order. Clear as hell. Direct from Saigon. We're to waste them.
All right, all you men on your feet!
And clearly now, you disobey this order, and they can hang you.
Lock and load!
God almighty. What's happening to us? was his senseless slaughter and sadistic brutality coming as official orders from Washington that turned you against America?
No, not really. In war, when you've brainwashed men to become cold-blooded killers, you expect them to kill.
Then what was it that made you bitter toward America?
Lieutenant Kelly.
Lieutenant Kelly. You mean because he was tried for war crimes at My Lai?
No, he should have been tried. And so should all those colonels and generals and White House aides who ordered the whole affair, but were mysteriously let off scot-free.
Then why Lieutenant Kelly?
Because America made him into such a great hero.
To me, they were sick and diseased men filled with evil.
Who cut innocent women's throats and blew out the brains of babies, and America had raised him up and made him a national idol.
What was that part about the president switching his colors?
On December 8th, 1969, every newspaper in this country carried President Nixon's sacred promise that he would personally investigate My Lai, and he would personally see to it that everyone involved, if they were found guilty, was punished to the full limit of the law.
And so you feel that since every other officer involved to date has gone free, Nixon failed his pledge?
Like any other mealy-mouthed, sellout politician, when he found out that he could get more votes by supporting Kelly, he did a complete flip-flop. And when I saw that the American people supported him in this, I knew then that the American conscience was dead, and that the great spirit of this nation, which to me began back in Boston and Virginia during the American Revolution, that it could never again be revived.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a decision?
We have, Your Honor. We, the jury, unanimously find Billy Jack guilty of involuntary manslaughter.
Well, that's that. I think you'll find that the end of your little school out there, Doc.
Well, it's not my school, but I'll take a bet on it. Billy Jack wasn't the center of power of that school.
Who then? Jean?
You know, to prove something for Billy, she's going to make that place grow and grow. It's going to take off like a brush fire.
That quiet little girl?
That quiet little girl, my butt. That's like saying a rattlesnake's got a quiet little bite.
For all our sakes, I hope you're wrong. Respecting your good intentions, Doc, when people have such widely different attitudes, there's no way they're going to live together without generating violence. We've all had too much of that already.
So, though the trial of Billy Jack as a person was over, and he was sentenced from 5 to 15 years in the state penitentiary, the kids decided that Billy Jack was really kind of a symbol to live by, and that the trial of Billy Jack as that kind of an ideal had just begun. So they immediately set out to make the school bigger and better than ever before.